Hi, and welcome to the dinner agenda. This is Bo.
And this is CeeLo
Hello, CeeLo. How are you?
coming at you live from my
What?
basement,
My basement. From CNN's basement.
from CNN's basement. Yeah,
How's your week been?
it's good. I folded a bit of laundry this morning and now I bring the dog down here so she's not all barky by the front window.
Hmm.
Because yes, my entire house is still in bed.
Hmm.
And she's curled up on all my clean laundry.
Oh, sweetheart.
I know it's so
Aw.
cute, but I'm also like, don't get dog hair on my sweater.
I know, but that is adorable. That is adorable.
Mhm. Yeah, man. I've been up early. I've been after it. I'm getting after it this morning.
Really?
I walked the dog.
Yeah.
I went and got groceries,
Hmm.
came home, unloaded the groceries,
Hmm.
folded some laundry, put some shit away
Oh my
upstairs, and now
Lord.
we're recording, right?
You're very proactive. I've had coffee
Yes.
and breakfast.
Oh, good girl. I haven't eaten anything yet. I have been drinking coffee, but I haven't eaten anything yet.
Got it. Okay. Are you not
I
starving?
have a yeah, after you said breakfast, I was like, "Oh, fuck, I didn't do that. Oh, I'm kind of
Yeah.
hungry."
Yeah.
Um No, I kind of have a jam-packed day because I still need to pick up a few things for this bathroom reno.
You're gonna have to tell me about this.
Yes, so I
Okay.
I went out um last week or this week, I don't know, it's all a blur really, and picked like vanity, shower door, shower base, counter for the vanity
Which bathroom? The upstairs?
upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
You're gonna redo it,
So
eh?
I did all that. That's already paid for, but I need to get a shower faucet.
Mhm.
Like, that is a must-do pickup this weekend.
Mhm.
So, the one that I had picked wasn't in stock, so it wasn't gonna come in until closer to the end of the month, and
Mhm.
that's not gonna work. So, I
Okay.
gotta trade that out,
Okay.
and I gotta pick tiles. So, I still gotta
Ooh.
go do that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Beau,
Mhm.
Mel and Buddy are going to the Marlies game
Okay.
with some friends from hockey,
Okay.
and then they're coming back here for dinner.
Today?
Yeah, so I
Oh.
gotta straighten up the house and be ready to be social later.
Okay. So you are super, super busy
Yeah.
today. Yeah, got it. Got it.
Story of my life.
Okay.
Story of my life, girl.
Well, I'm not as busy as you today. But I have to tell you, last night, it was, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock. And I was watching TV and I could feel myself nodding off. So I thought, oh, I better get up to bed, right? Like I was just so exhausted. So I go up to bed. Well, I go upstairs, I get washed up and I crawl into bed and I put the TV on just for a minute just to kind of, lull off.
Yeah.
And my thing is typically forensic files, right? I think we've talked about this before.
Oh,
So
yes,
I put
that's
forensic
your
files on and the guy's voice is just like very like monotone. And so it kind of starts to put me to sleep a little bit. So thought, okay, let me do that. So I turned the TV on. However, the station is at the Turner Classic Movie um, channel where
that
they
feels like sleepable movies.
no, listen.
Oh,
So they had the love story on with Ryan O'Neal and Ali McGraw, I think it is. It was like I think from the 60s. Anyways, it was called Love Story. And so it
okay.
it was it was on and I started to kind of watch it and then CeeLo, I was so into the fucking movie. I ended up finishing the bloody movie, crying, and then turning the light off to see if I could go to sleep. So I'm tired this morning because I stayed up too late.
Yeah.
But oh, what a beautiful movie. I mean,
You're
it's
t
sad.
yeah, you're too funny. I,
Yeah,
I don't have a TV in the bedroom for that reason
I
because I
know.
would get invested in something, and then I would not
I
go to sleep.
I know. I know. Are you looking at God for direction? Why are you looking up?
No. Wifey's coming down the stairs.
Oh, good morning,
Yes.
Mel.
Yes, I am recording.
Good
She
morning.
she
Morning.
opened the door and she's like, "Morning, honey." And I'm not responding back because 'cause I'm like, "We're recording." But then she started to come down the
Because
stairs,
she
so
was
I had
thinking you were, like, dead on the floor or something, right? Because you weren't
yeah,
responding?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
total.
So Mel the stripper and, The
No, the
online
stripper. Now
online
she's really gonna wanna listen to last week's
online
episode,
auctioneer.
you
Yeah.
know? She just popped her head around the corner. "What?" Oh, so funny.
Online shopping, Mel, online auctions, just throwing that out there. You haven't done that for a
No.
while.
No, she says, "No more, no
No
more."
more? I don't know, I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what I did this week.
Please.
You're like, "Please."
I
So
can't wait.
it's so exciting and thrilling. So my mother, who is 87, wants
Mhm.
to start looking at old age homes, right? And basically, what she was saying was, I want to start to see what's out there because I hear that there's wait lists and whatever,
Yeah,
right? And she doesn't want to end up in some kind of hellhole, right? So she wants
yeah,
to take her time. So okay, that's fine. So we start taking her to look at some facilities that are around the area because she'd like to stay around this area. Okay. So we're looking at some places and some of them are nice and lovely and the units that they offer, so they've got different levels of care, right? There's independent
yes.
living, then there is assisted living, and then there is like full on kind of like memory care kind of deal, right? Like for Alzheimer's patients and dementia and stuff. So not all the facilities offer those three levels of care. Some of them are just independent living with like meals provided and some light housekeeping, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the assisted living, some of them, do cover that, but otherwise you have to go elsewhere, right? So we were looking at
Okay.
some places, and the units are beautiful. Some of the units are beautiful. They're bigger than my mom's
Mm,
current condo, right?
yeah.
Um, but we went to Amica on one of our stops. Have you heard of Amica?
Right, wasn't that during COVID where people were getting,
No, not that one.
um
That wasn't that one.
why would I
Amica,
know it?
I don't know, but I mean, they're popping up everywhere right now. They are on the luxurious side of old age homes. They have
Oh.
Michelin star chefs. They
Mm,
have, yeah, yeah, I'm telling you. Anyways, so we go there for one of the appointments, Silo. Okay, so first of all, the units themselves are not as nice as some of the other ones. They're small.
yeah.
They're, like, very small, little bit more hospital-ish looking even for the independent living. My view on that, right? Like, my take
Okay.
on that. Didn't like, there was one, I think it was called Chartwell, their units were really nice. They were modern, they were nice, they, looked like an apartment, like a condo.
Yeah.
The units at Amica looked a little bit more, "Oh, you're in an old age home." You know what I mean? That
Okay.
kind of thing. But the facility at Amica was out flippin' standing. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah?
it was beautiful there, and the brightness of the living spaces and the general population spaces, and like it was, and the activities that they do and the food that they have, like it was just flipping phenomenal. But of course, it came with like a super hefty price tag. So for a one bedroom unit as an independent living person, it was, I'm taking this off because I'm having a hot flash.
Okay. Take it off, girl.
This sweater is coming
And
off. This is what
if you're
happens.
curious to see what exactly Bo is taking off, then you're gonna need to go watch us on YouTube, okay?
Listen, when you have a hot flash, it's like it's happening. Okay, so anyways, so, a one-bedroom independent living unit was $8,000. 8 fucking $1,000, and you wanna know what
A
comes with
month?
that? A month, and what comes with that is a very small one-bedroom unit that has a fridge and a microwave, like a mini fridge and a microwave, like a mini fridge that you would have like in a university dorm, right? Well, maybe not like a one. It had like a little tiny freezer and a little tiny fridge, right? And
Okay.
you get your meals covered. Meals and
Yeah.
snacks are all covered. You get somebody who comes in once a week to change your bed linens, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay, for
Oh,
eight
and
thousand
that's it.
dollars, and that's it. Okay, then their assisted living
And
program
all of
and the
the
amenities, like the
activities or
and the
whatever.
activities that they offer. Yeah, exactly. You get those for free as well.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Then the assisted living, right, is like 10 to 11,000. Like it's crazy. And yeah, this is at Amica. Now, this is like the higher end kind of home, right? But with the assisted living, it actually doesn't give you much. And we were kind of noticing this trend among all the old age homes, even the ones that were cheaper,
Yeah.
than this. It's like the assisted living is really, they add in extra daily check-ins, right? So you have a PSW that comes in the mornings and checks on you, does a little tidying for you, will bathe you once a week, and that's it. I know, and that's
Wow.
it. So we're seeing these places, and then I turned after we were done, I said to my mom, I said, I think we might be tackling this the wrong way, because we're looking at this from a, maybe she should start to get her name on the list for independent living in one of these homes that she can then in the same building transition to assisted living if she needs to, whatever, right?
Right.
But she's still quite independent. She's living in a condo, she still drives, she is with it, she is social. She has her girlfriends over every Wednesday. She's out at bingo and some other thing at the community center Tuesdays and Thursdays. She's at, like, I mean, she's out, she's out and about.
Yeah.
So I said to my mom, I said, most of these units that are independent living, they have space available all the time. But where you run into the problem is when you need assisted living. And I said to my mom, I think we need to be focusing on homes that provide assisted living and really focus on what they offer as part of that program, and maybe not picking something so high end, because it sounds to me
Mhm.
like we're going to need to supplement with additional PSWs to assist. Because I mean, I would personally want to bathe more than once a week. Thank you. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I
would
mean?
agree with that.
And what if she needs help getting down to the dining room or that kind of stuff? So I said to my mom, realistically, I think we should put the money into a place that offers something nicer, or like in terms of better services, or that is a nice facility that is affordable enough that you can, supplement with your own PSWs that you hire and
Yeah, yeah.
pay for, that kind of stuff. So it was just, honestly, CeeLo, it was really eye opening because Dave and I don't have children, so we don't have people that are going to be able to take care of us. That not
Yeah.
assuming that children will do that for their parents, but there is that option. Um, and so we're probably going to end up in one of these homes at one point. The amount of money it costs is insane. It's crazy. Even the low, like, and I say lower end, but they're not really low end. They are still lovely, lovely facilities. They're privately operated. They're not subsidized by the government. They're not, like, so these are,
Yeah.
you know, even those are like 5,500, that kind of stuff. But for assisted, it's like 6, 7,000 a month. So it's a lot.
Which I get that assisted would be a little bit more,
Yeah.
but I feel like what they should be doing is almost offering you a menu,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
And then you can
of
pick and
what
choose.
you want, and then
Yes.
so that you're like, no one's gonna wanna have to say, "Oh, I'd like to bathe twice a week, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring in someone different from who's already here and working." Like, that makes no sense,
I
right?
know. But
So
you have to. You
that's
have to actually, you know
crazy.
what, CeeLo, remember when we had Fran on to talk about dementia with her mom?
Yep,
She does that. So her mom's in a memory care facility, and it's a
yep,
lovely facility that offers lovely programs, and they really kind of engage the patrons there. But she actually has two separate, I'll call them PSWs, but she refers to them as companions for her mom, that go and provide that additional care and that additional assistance, because you just can't get it from these homes. You just cannot.
yeah,
They don't have the staff. And if they, you know, and a lot of these are privately run, so they want to make a profit, so they're not going to,
yeah.
so
My, I don't know. Well, first of all, you made the comment about kids, and it's like, yeah, sure, they're hopefully gonna be around to
yeah,
take me for a pedicure or go
yeah,
to the movie and shit like that,
yeah,
hopefully,
yeah,
but I don't, I want them to go and live their
of course,
life to a
of course,
certain extent,
of course,
and I don't wanna be a burden in any way, so I'm in the same boat, like,
yeah,
you need to
I
come up
understood,
with a plan kinda thing and
yeah,
make sure you have money available to figure that out.
yeah,
My stepdad is, he has a two-bedroom condo, and his plan is to get a PSW, like a live-in PSW when he needs it, and that
yep,
person can help with whatever.
that's right.
I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of a good idea." Our
Yeah,
neighbors across the street had a live-in nanny.
Yeah,
when their daughter
yeah,
was small,
that's
and that
actually
worked out well because it's,
yeah,
like, room and
mark that
board
down.
or whatever, and
Yeah,
it reduces the cost a bit, but
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
mark this down, because that's actually a good idea. So, because I had at one point said to my mom, maybe what you do is you stay because she likes the condo she's in. It's in
Yeah,
the most perfect location for her. She can literally walk across the street to the mall. She can
yeah,
walk across the street to a drugstore, to a grocery store, to the medical building, to you know what I mean? Like she's got everything around there. She's right across from the community center, which
perfect.
hold events all the time. So like she's got the best location. So and she really likes it there. So, at one
Yeah.
point I had said, maybe you just stay in there as long as you can, and we just bring,
Yeah, for sure.
PSWs into you. But I never thought about the living in, right? So that way there's
Yeah.
always somebody there. But that's an idea. That's definitely an
Yeah,
idea.
I think you could do live in, but you could also now get a PSW to come in,
Yeah.
or a cleaning service to come like, all the
Yeah.
stuff that's getting harder for her to do on her
Yeah.
own,
Yeah.
it might be cheaper than going to, like, a senior
Yeah.
center. I
That's right.
think the decision maker almost for me is you wanna stay social and do the bingo or the euchre or the
Yes.
mahjong,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
so when you can't quite do that anymore, does it you wanna be in a center where there's other seniors who are interested in the same participating in the same things. That's the part that
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Well,
feel isolated.
no, but here's the funny thing that you meant why it's funny that you mentioned that, CeeLo. Your stepfather and my
Yeah,
mother both live in condominiums that seem to attract older people, right?
yes.
So it's like the condo that my mom is in, the majority of people that are living there are older people like in their 70s, 80s, 90s who are renting units, and as a result of that, that particular condo provides extracurricular activities. So, like every Tuesday, they have bingo downstairs. Every Thursday, they have
Yeah,
social
total.
teas. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So
yeah.
these condos are catering more to the older crowd as well. So that
Mhm.
just makes it even more
Well,
doable to kind of
yeah, and
rent.
if you
You know?
have someone there that's also interested in organizing the bridge club
That's
or,
right.
just doing that kinda stuff, so
Yeah, yeah.
and he has someone come in, I think twice a week to help him with his exercises,
Oh,
and
isn't that
I don't
good? Yeah,
know.
yeah,
He
yeah.
seems pretty social still, like, he's a
Yes,
very social guy, so he
yeah.
needs to have that shit.
But
Yeah.
that's interesting. But that's the live-in thing is quite a different take on that, but it does actually make sense,
Yeah,
because then you've always got somebody that's there. But I think we would need to find a bigger unit for her because she has a two-bedroom right now, but it's a smaller
yeah.
two-bedroom. It's one of those newer builds, so it's a bit
Yeah,
smaller.
yeah,
The older buildings have a larger footprint. So,
a little
um,
bigger.
yeah, yeah. Interesting though. Okay, well, thanks for that tip. Well, that's my
Yeah,
my adventures for this week. My eye-opening adventures of holy shit, we need to have a shit ton of money if we need to live in an old age home. Period.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I have a proposal for a new segment as part of our pod.
Oh, okay. What is that?
Okay, so backstory is
Yeah.
the building I used to work in, I was able to justify, just barely, driving and parking.
Okay.
Okay. As of January, I'm in a new building where I cannot justify driving and parking. So I've
Okay.
been taking the TTC,
My condolences.
right? So the new segment I'm proposing,
Is
Tales of the TTC,
oh, Lord.
where I share with you stories of the goings on the transit in Toronto.
Tell me. Oh, Lord, tell me.
I got on the subway in the
Yeah.
morning,
Yeah.
and it's always packed. I get on at a pack station. I ride like 3 stops. It's standing room only, but it's quick. 3 stops and I'm out again, right?
Eh,
And I got on and I looked across and I see all these open seats. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why are all those seats open? Now, of course, I'm telling this story to somebody at work, and they were like, "Oh, no, 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 no. If you
Why?
see open seats when it's packed, stay away." I'm like,
Why?
"Well, I know that now."
Oh.
There was someone kind of sitting, sleeping, like hunched over in one of the
Okay.
chairs, but as I entered the car, I got the whiff of urine.
Oh.
And so
Oh.
all I could smell was like, people were sitting close to it with their faces all covered up because the stench was so bad.
Oh, fuck. Oh my
Luckily, it
god.
was only 3 stops and I was out of there, but I thought it was funny when I told someone at work, I got on and there was this open spot with
Ugh.
seats available, and they were like, "No."
Oh my god.
So that's one story. And then I'm like, "Oh my god," like, if I do get a seat on the streetcar or whatever, I usually sit and read my book, right?
Right,
I'm like,
right.
what's happened on that seat before I got there? Who
Yes.
knows?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It makes more sense now when I hear people talk about outside clothes and inside clothes.
Well, do you remember, geez, it was a few years back where they were starting to notice that there were bed bugs in the chairs of the TTC, of the buses and the streetcar and
Oh, why
the
didn't tell me
subways.
that?
I'm sorry. But they were starting to notice that, and yeah, so they started to kind of spray and treat them. But, it's funny, CeeLo, because I think both of us when we were younger, it's like we relied very heavily on the TTC. That's how we got around,
Yeah,
and, especially when we were living downtown, that was just the way well, even when I wasn't living downtown, it's like I would always commute to the downtown core for work because 'cause I've always ever only
yeah,
worked in the downtown core.
yeah,
And, you're either taking the TTC or you're taking the GO train or, whatever the story may be. But
yeah.
once COVID hit and most people were staying at home because they were isolating, the homeless folks actually took over the subway system and the buses and stuff, and they would go into these because it was warm. There were no people,
Yeah.
right? Like there was nobody there, and it has never really kind of gotten back to what it used to be after COVID was kind of over and done with. It's I hear stories of it still kind of being a little overrun at times. But
Ugh. Well, I
I
haven't like it's for the most part, it's been fine. For the most
right.
part, it's been fine. I go during rush hour. I mean, it takes me longer to get to work, which sucks, but the plus side is I easily get my steps in the day because I'm walking to go. Like I'm walking a little bit to go or whatever, but for the most part it's fine.
And then you
Okay,
also
but I
get
have another tale.
stressed because you can read something, you can get your mind off of whatever's bothering you or work
Oh,
or whatever. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so there's
where
benefits to
I get on, I get a seat, I have a coffee, I have my book,
it. Okay.
and within a few minutes I'm there and we're
Okay.
done. But
Okay.
anyway, other than the urine soaked lady. Um, the
Oh.
other one that I had, this was, a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the seats across from me, and there is
Mhm.
something that looks like a turd, a piece of
What?
poo on the chair. And I'm
Oh,
looking at
Sheila.
it, and I'm kind of obsessed, like, I can't not look at it.
Oh,
So I'm trying to
Lord.
distract myself, maybe I'm looking at my phone, but then I'm trying to look at it, I'm like, "Is that poo? I think that's poo." And then I'm, like, smelling, like, "Do I smell poo? I
Yeah.
can't tell if I smell poo. I don't think I smell poo."
No.
Anyways, at some point, more people got on, and I shuffled closer to where this
Oh.
was, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a muffin wrapper."
Oh. It's like you're so suspicious you thought it was poo.
I'm, like, suspicious. I'm like, "That's gotta be somebody's little turd sitting on that chair." Who would leave a turd?
Listen, I've actually witnessed people, so in downtown Toronto, there's like an underground pathway, right? That will take you from GO trains and subway stations into the
Oh,
main
yeah.
buildings of the downtown core, the main
Total.
financial buildings, right? So
Yeah.
I would frequent those underground paths so that especially in the winter time, so that you could kind of, get to where you needed to go.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed on several occasions some unsavory characters actually taking bowel movements in the planters that they like, literally just, like, as if it's such a yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, I know. You see a lot
That's
of
so
very
nasty.
interesting things in the downtown core.
I have been hustling through the path,
Yes.
for the last 6 weeks now
Yes. Yes.
and love it. It feels like most of the stores like, I know post-COVID, a lot of the stores were closed or
Yeah.
closing, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of, news stories about that. I feel like most of them are open. I love the path. I
Yeah.
love the location of being able to pick up something from the drugstore, grab something decent for lunch, whatever,
Yep.
it's all good.
Same.
But I
Mhm.
have noticed an increase of security people in the
Yes.
path.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and, there was a kinda sketchy guy walking along and, 10 steps behind him is the security guard making sure he's heading out the door as opposed to taking a
Yeah.
shit in a planter, you
Yeah.
know?
Well,
It's the big city for you.
thank you for the tales from the TTC.
Tales from the TTC.
That was great
Um,
and
I
gross, but
have
thank you.
one more thing since I went grocery shopping this morning.
Okay.
Um, have you changed your shopping habits
Yes.
with all this
Yes.
tariff talk?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We are buying Canadian products
Yes. Yes.
as much as we possibly can. Um,
Yeah.
and if it's not Canadian, we try to completely stay away from a US based product and we will do something like a different a different country. Like we'll get fruit from someplace else other than the United States. Yes. And you?
Oh, what a good girl you are. Well,
I
it's
know.
funny because I'm standing there in front of all the berries, and
Hmm.
I've got my glasses on to try and read the labels, and
Hmm.
I'm looking at it, and there's this lady standing next to me, like, trying to get into where the blueberries are, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I said, I wanted to check the label." She goes, "Oh, me too. I'm checking
Oh,
the label on everything. I put back my normal carrots and got these carrots instead," and she was just, like,
good.
all over it. I'm like, "Okay,
Good.
well, these blueberries are a product of Mexico, so we are good to
Buy
go."
them. Buy them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of us, CeeLo, that are doing this. A lot of people that I know are doing it as well.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I think they're just, first of all, they're very upset, rightly so. We all are over the
yeah.
treatment of Canada by the United States
Yes,
president, not by
totally.
the United States residents, because we know that a lot of the US folks and a lot of Canadian folks, we love each other. We are partners, but this new president is a special person. And
That chicken.
and I think we're also trying to prepare for the tariffs. We're trying to, because even though there's a
Yeah.
bit of a pause at
Well,
the moment, you know,
we
I
should
don't
be shopping Canadian
well,
anyway,
we
right?
should. And I think that this has kind of made that push that was
Pushes us.
necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
The other thing is like I don't know if you noticed in the news yesterday, but our prime minister had released a statement that basically said he just based on the meetings that he's had with Trump, that he does realize that Trump is quite serious about taking over Canada. He
Seriously?
yeah, well, not that
I
he's
I
going to action it, not that because I mean we are a sovereign country. We are governed by we're under British rule. So I mean they'd have to go through the British army to get at us. You know what I mean? So that would be not great. Um
I thought it was just like an off the cuff thing that he was
no, but
just like,
what he basically said, and that's what I thought too. I thought he was just shooting his mouth off like he was with everything else, right? But apparently, uh, our prime minister said through the conversations he realizes that Trump is actually serious. And if he could, he would take over Canada. And the reason is because Canada has a really huge supply of minerals and natural resources, and he wants his hands on those. Right. So there's method to his madness, I suppose. Yeah, it's funny because there's so much comparison of Trump to Hitler and Elon Musk and all that other stuff, right? Like you've heard about all of that stuff.
yeah,
But Dave actually said something to me the other night, which kind of made sense. He said, I don't look at Trump as like the next Hitler. I look at him as he's one of those mad conquerors, like from back in the history. of, when these mad men would come and they would be conquerors and they'd want to conquer this and conquer that, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how he's behaving, and I kind of agree with Dave. I think that that is
Yeah, total.
it's almost like he's in this manic um phase of power and dominance, and like he's on this big high, and all he's doing is trying to take over. And I'm assuming that you heard his comments in the press release earlier this week where he basically said he wants to take over the Gaza Strip. He wants Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, CeeLo. Okay, so President Benjamin Yahoo, what Yahoo? What's his name?
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo! Okay, so the Israeli the Israeli prime minister. So he had met with Trump. He had, I think, had gone to the United States and had met with Trump, and then they held a press conference afterwards. And Trump basically said that he would like to take over the Gaza Strip, and he said that they could build it up as a new resort community, and that he would suggest that the 2
Oh
million
my
people, yeah, the 2 million people that reside there consider leaving. And he said, Egypt and Jordan, I'm sure that they would be partners with us and find enough space to put these displaced 2 million Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. Silo
I
Silo,
okay,
and
now that
listen,
you're
that Benjamin
saying
Yahoo guy, Yahoo Netanyahu, so sorry, I just
yeah.
have to tell you this.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Trump was doing the press conference, this guy was at another podium right next to him, right next to Trump, and the smirk on his face, I couldn't tell if he was like, "Yeah, man, this is great," this is awesome. We've got an ally. We're going to take over, Palestine or whatever. Or if he was smirking out of laughter of what a fucking moron this guy is, that he thinks he can just come in and take over. I don't know what one it was, but geez, Aloo, this is
I
crazy.
now that you've recounted that story, I
Yep.
do remember seeing something about it. But
Yep.
here's what I thought. Now, on social media, I follow the Beaverton and the
Uh-huh.
Onion. Do you follow either one of those?
You know what? I do. I just haven't been on social media a lot lately, but yes, I do have them both on my
Okay.
Instagram feeds. Yeah.
So they're funny. They're
They
stupid
are.
takes of they're
They are.
joke headlines.
They
And
are.
so I think when I saw that he was talking about, turning the Gaza Strip into another Mar-a-Lago or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, he was.
I
Yeah.
thought I just kind of scrolled past it thinking, "Oh, that's a headline from the Beaverton or the Onion," which is silly headlines, fake news,
No,
funny
it's
stuff,
true.
right?
It's true. It's true.
It is batshit crazy.
It's true.
Ugh.
Stilo, honestly, and he's completely dismantling his internal government in terms of, the CIA, the FBI. What's that other
Oh,
one? The
yeah.
international, oh, USAID or
Yeah,
something. Yeah, like he's, locking people out. People are starting to say that, it's a coup, that's happening
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's fucking nuts. And I'm just watching all of this thinking, what what the hell is wrong with people that they could not see how unstable this man was and they voted him in majority. He had a majority
Right?
vote. Like
I
this
know.
literally makes zero sense
He
to me at all.
he had a
At all.
majority vote, but, like, 19,000,000 people didn't vote, so
I don't know, man.
it's bonkers.
Anyway,
It's totally
yeah,
bonkers.
it is bonkers. Okay, rant over.
Rant is over. We are done ranting. Oh, no, we're gonna continue ranting because you know what's on the agenda today?
Yes, pet peeves.
Let's go. Let's
All right.
continue the rant.
Okay,
Donald Trump
let's,
is
shall we?
one of my pet peeves.
Yes, he's one of mine too, and so is Elon Musk. I mean, they should both just fuck off.
Yeah,
In the words of a wise friend, they should just both go to the moon or go to Mars and fuck off.
fuck
Go live
off.
there. Go
Yeah.
live there. Bye. See ya.
Bye. Yeah.
Okay, one of my biggest pet peeves, CeeLo, one of
Okay,
my
let's go.
biggest fucking pet peeves, and I cannot stand
Yeah.
it. It makes me want to vomit, is when people spit. When you're outside and people spit, they do the whole like and they
Yep,
CeeLo, it literally makes my stomach
yep,
turn. I cannot fucking stand it. It's the most disgusting thing. I wanna walk up to the person and hit them and say, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Clean that up."
right.
That's what I
Clean
wanna
that
say.
up. I just
Yeah.
I think it's kind of gross,
It's very
I
gross.
agree with you. I actually Googled, right, like, what are the most common kind of pet peeves, and
Yeah,
spitting
yeah.
was in there, so
Oh,
you're
was it?
amongst friends.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, it's disgusting.
You wanna know what the other ones were?
Sure, tell me.
Common ones? Slow drivers in the left lane,
Okay,
the passing lane, okay?
okay. Yeah.
Hello?
I
Huge pet peeve of mine.
Is it?
Huge.
But you know what? So,
Yes.
Silo, you're a bit more of a fast like, okay, I agree with you. The left lane should be used as a passing lane. That is what it's there for. Get it? People can go in the middle lane or the right lane. So I agree with you. I don't agree that they should be in that left lane if they're going slow. But I'm also not one of those people where it's like, I gotta rush, and I've gotta, foot to the metal kind of or metal to the ground or whatever they say. Like I can be a little bit calmer and patient, but Dave cannot, and I don't think you can either. Both of you guys like to go a little bit faster.
No, I can be calm and patient. I can
Oh, I'm
I
not saying
can
that you
see
can't
you're
be, but you
coming.
like to drive a little
Yep.
faster, so it's gonna be more of a pet peeve for you
Yes.
is what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
then and if you don't, then
Move.
don't drive in the left lane should be
Agreed.
empty unless you're passing someone.
Agreed. I do agree
That's
with
how
you.
it
I
should
do.
be.
I do agree with you. I'm on board.
Also, on the, list of common were, using your cell phone in the car,
Yeah,
and
I
turning
know.
without signaling, and turning
Okay.
without signaling.
So I that's a pet peeve of mine too. People who turn without signaling really
Yeah.
fucking annoys me. Now, I'm not talking about when you're on the like the little inside streets of your little suburb, like your little kind of, I
Mm.
get if there's nobody around. If there's somebody around, sure, go ahead and signal, right? Like don't forget your suburb is still downtownish, so it's much more congested. Mine is
Yes.
I'm lucky if I run into somebody, like,
More
you know
in the
what I mean?
burp.
Yeah, but as soon as I'm on the main roads, it's like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I would like people to signal. So I'm with you, and it's really fucking annoying when you're waiting because somebody's coming straight, and then they don't even signal, and they end up turning, and you could have turned right, like you could have gone, and you
Right?
could, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I agree that really fucking
100%.
pisses. It's rude and it's just selfish, like people just don't think about, others when they're driving. They're literally just like, "Hey,
Yes.
whatever,
Well,
my road."
I recently, obviously, training my G2 driver, right?
Yes,
Been in the car
yes,
with her quite a bit.
yes.
And, I'll remind her if she forgets to do her signal, and I'm like, "Just remember, the purpose of that signal is to let the cars around you know what you're doing,
That's right.
right?
That's
So
right.
you gotta give them that warning sign," and so
That's right.
hopefully that sticks, and she won't end up like her other mother that doesn't signal. Oh, did I say that out loud?
At least
Oh,
Dave and I
shit, and
always signal. Mhm.
she's probably
She's
gonna listen
listening?
to this episode. No, not now, she's up back
She may,
upstairs.
but that's okay, that's okay. You know what? Mel can move in with me and make me chavappy. We're good. We're good. We're all good. Okay, I have another one.
Um, okay, go.
Loud mufflers. Do you know what I'm
Oh.
right? Okay,
Pop,
so
pop, pop.
yeah, those little fucking weaselly kids who get their driver's
Yes.
license, and then they
Yes.
buy these stupid little Honda Civics, and
Yes.
they put these fucking mufflers that sound like extremely loud lawnmowers, and then they go around the neighborhood, and it's like, "Shut up! Just
That was a
shut up! It looks stupid, you're stupid, it's annoying, fucking shut up."
shut
That's what
up
I hate it, CeeLo. I with passion, I fucking hate it.
with passion.
With a passion.
I agree with you. I'm on
Yeah.
side with that. But
Mhm.
I also have a 14-year-old boy, and every time he hears one of those tricked out Honda Civics, he's like
Oh
watching,
god. Oh
see the car, see what kind of
god.
car it is. He
It's
loves that
not
shit.
a fancy car, Nathaniel. It
No,
is a fucking
no.
stupid Honda Civic that is souped up to
Yeah,
sound like it's something bigger, but it's not.
I agree.
Just
100%.
I
I'm
hate
on
it. I
side.
hate it.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
Um, holding the door open for people. People
Is it
who
a
don't
peeve?
hold the door open for people is a pet
Oh, like
peeve of mine.
people who don't, like people who
Like,
walk
I'm
through a door and
walking
they just
behind you,
got it. Yes.
and you
Agreed.
open the door, and then you let it
Agreed.
close just as I'm, like, right there. Like,
Yeah.
really?
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you on
And
that one
what do
too.
I do? What do I do in that scenario? I
What do you
holler,
do?
"Thank you,"
Do
passive
you really?
aggressively.
Do
Yes.
you really?
Or if I hold the door for someone and they don't say thanks or give me a smile or a nod or fucking something to acknowledge that I just paused
Yeah.
to hold the door for you, I'm like, "You're welcome."
You're one of those, are you?
Yeah. I think passive aggressive people is on my list though of pet peeves, so
Yeah.
maybe I'm my own pet peeve.
Maybe, maybe. But I find that annoying too, that people don't consider the ones right behind you as well, because
Right?
having that door kind of slam up against your face is not very fucking pleasant.
It's not nice.
How about this one, CeeLo?
Okay,
Pants on the
go.
ground. You
Oh,
know?
like low rider pants or
Oh
not
yeah.
putting your pants in the laundry basket?
No, no, no. Like the low rider pants. Like
Okay.
the kids who wear their pants under their butt cheeks,
Under the
where
butt
their
cheeks, yeah.
underwear is showing, and they can barely fucking walk because of how they've got the pants position. It is
Yes.
the dumbest look I have ever seen. I don't understand why they do that. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Why do they
I
do that?
agree with you. I agree with you, but I wouldn't consider it a pet peeve of mine per se. I would consider it more like, "You're stupid, that's your problem." You know what
See,
I'm saying?
for you, for me, it's a pet peeve. I
I can
have this overwhelming
You can
desire to
take
run
it.
up to them, pull their pants up,
Pull them down? Oh,
pull
pull them
no,
down or
pull their
up?
pants up, pull their pants up, and then call their mom and say, "What the fuck is
Mm,
wrong with you for letting your kid walk out of the house like this? This is stupid. Buy them some
yeah.
clothes." That's what I want to say. Now, I do realize that I'm sounding like a crotchety old lady by saying this,
Well,
but I don't care.
that's okay.
It's the stupidest fucking look I've ever seen. I hate it. I hate it.
I'm fine with it. I agree with you, it looks silly.
Okay.
I have, loud chewers on my
Yeah,
list. So,
that's a big
like,
one too.
I'll take this to the next level. Like, I'm convinced I have, misophonia or misophonia, whatever that's called, where you can't stand the sound of other people chewing.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll put music on or something just to drown out the
Yeah.
sound of someone chewing. It does really
Yeah.
get my goat.
It I get that for sure. It bothers me sometimes too, but more so if somebody's eating with their mouth open. Like if they're doing the whole,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
is like really? Come on.
That's
You know what I
not
mean?
the ASMR that I am here for. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Because we like the
Yeah.
ASMR, we like the animals chewing, but any person
Yeah.
chewing,
It's
no,
different with a human.
not
Exactly.
acceptable.
It's if it's like an innocent, like a baby or like an animal, then it's like you
Yes.
have it's a l I don't know, it's a
It's
beautiful
not
sound.
annoying.
It's not
Yeah.
annoying because you feel like, "Oh, they're so sweet, they're so cute." But when
It's
it's an
just cute.
adult who's sitting there, it's like, I wanna smack them in the face.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, these things make me feel violent. That's how much of a pet peeve they are to me. They make me feel like I wanna put
Yes.
hands on someone, you know?
You know what we should have done? We should have classified, like, annoying pet peeves, very annoying, and I feel ragey into the
Okay,
3
so the ones
categories.
that I'm giving you are pretty much I feel ragey, except the pants on the ground. Those ones are more seriously annoying.
Okay.
Okay, that's where
My
what I go with, but everything else is like I
Okay.
wanna
I would
physically hurt
say
somebody.
so far the loud chewing is in the ragey category for me.
Okay.
Another one that's in the ragey category for me is people who are walking while looking at their cell phone.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked a
Yes.
minute ago about the path that connects, like, the
Yes.
underground Toronto path, and
Yes.
there are so many people and it's quite busy, like, during the
It is.
morning rush, lunchtime, and sometimes later in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and so there's people walking everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's on a mission to get somewhere,
Yeah.
And then there's people who are walking and not watching where they're going because 'cause they're looking at their cell phone.
Yeah.
And do I purposefully run into them? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Will I threaten to knock their phone out of their hands? Yes, I will. I will do that.
You are really passive aggressive, aren't you?
No, that's just aggressive. That's like I took the passive out of that. That's the ragey in me.
Oh,
'Cause when
that's
you're
so
walking and you're
funny.
not paying attention and you're literally walking right
Yeah.
into me because you're
Yeah.
looking at your phone,
Yeah.
ugh, makes
Yeah.
me crazy.
I get that, I get that. There's, also people is like, with the cell phones, but, like, if you're out with somebody and they can't stop looking at their phone while you're out with them, like,
Yes.
dining, that I
Yeah.
find,
Oh, yeah.
oh my god, that's so fucking annoying too. What do
Yeah.
you think about people who don't wash their hands after they use the bathroom?
Well, I think that's pretty gross.
I do too. It makes me wanna barf. It makes me
It
wanna
makes me
fucking barf.
and to
S
be honest, like, if it's not so much I'm washing my hands because I just peed. Okay, I'm
Right.
washing my hands because I walked in and
Yeah.
touched the
Yeah.
bathroom door again, touched the sink, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
me is more it's like
Yep.
high contact surfaces. I think
100%.
since COVID, every
Yeah.
time I come in the house, I wash my hands. It's almost
Yeah, me
just
too. Me
habit
too.
now, yeah.
Yeah, me too, me too. Yeah, I do the same as well.
Hence the dry, cracked hands that I have, but,
But you know what? There's really good creams out there that you can use to mitigate that.
I know I have some CeraVe, but
Yeah, that stuff
okay.
is rocking. Okay, go
Okay,
on. What else?
I'm gonna list off, some workplace
Oh, okay. All right.
pet
Okay.
peeves, and
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all relate, right? People who
Yep.
gossip about
Yeah.
people who steal lunches from the fridge.
Oh
Hello.
my gosh. Yes. At one point, that was a real big issue at our work.
Yeah,
This was years ago though, and now it's kind of settled. But yeah, that was a big issue.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When I walk into the kitchen area towards the end of the day, and there's a bunch of food particles and, like, 100 empty mugs in the sink, and the dishwasher is right there. So people who leave a mess is on that list, and I'm like, I am all for that.
Yeah. Do you have any by chance toenail clippers in your work area? Like people who come in and actually clip their toenails for
Ooh,
their nails? Yeah, I
no,
had that. I had somebody,
no.
yes. Not there was in my little area where multiple people were kind of working like they're all little pods. There was a man there who would frequently pull out nail clippers and do his toes or his nails.
Oh my
Barf the
god,
fuck and Rama. Yeah.
that's
That made my
nasty.
stomach lurch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's très nasty.
I know. Okay.
Interrupters, loud talkers, and poorly organized meetings.
Poorly organized
I don't
meetings is on my list, I would say. Loud talkers, I can't really complain because I think I'm one of them.
I
I
know,
think
I do.
I'm
I hate that. I am
yeah,
totally with that pet peeve, but then I'm like, people probably complain about me
yeah, yeah,
and laughing and stuff, but
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Um, what was I gonna say? Okay, another, funny couple were under the grammar pet peeves,
Okay,
and so I thought of 2 that I've heard probably in the last month,
okay.
and that is mute point
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
moot point,
Yes.
and then I heard a new one,
What?
somebody said, home in instead of hone in. Home
Oh,
in.
home in instead of
Yeah,
hone in. Oh, interesting,
yeah, and I'm
interesting.
like, no,
Okay, okay,
somebody's
okay.
gotta fix that."
Yep,
Okay, so to wrap it up, I
yep.
wanna know, like, let's really get down into the
Okay,
dirty,
okay,
okay?
okay,
In your household, what are
okay.
your pet peeves? What are your pet peeves
In my household,
in
it
your
used
household?
it used to be the toilet seat up, but we have now
Oh,
trained
yeah.
Dave out of that. So, oh, not replacing toilet paper,
Oh, yeah, I got that on my list, and
you
paper
know,
towel.
or refilling the Brita water in the fridge.
Okay.
If I don't and I'm talking quietly so he cannot hear me, but But if I don't refill that Brita thing, it will stay on empty, and he'll wait until I fill it up before he will use it. Same with the
Yes.
fucking toilet paper. It's like if you see that there's none left, go get another thing. But no, no,
No.
no,
No, I am for sure the restocker of things, but there's
no.
always paper towel, almost always paper towel under the kitchen sink, and it'll run out, and that I swear to God that empty paper towel will stay there until I fill it. There's
Yes,
That's
yes,
how I feel.
right?
And sometimes I purposefully like boycott some activities, where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to refill that paper. I'm going to see how long that empty roll fucking sits there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
actually
saying?
did that with the Brita water just the other day,
Mm.
and I still haven't. So I'm okay. So here's the deal, because Dave doesn't usually listen to all the episodes. So for the last couple of days,
What?
I have not filled that water Brita thing in the fridge,
Mhm.
and I'm doing exactly what you just said. I'm trying to see how long it could get to the point where I needed water, so I went and I got a because from the seller, because I'm like, I'm
A
not
bottle.
fucking filling that thing. I'm not gonna fucking
Don't
fill
fill
it. I
it.
want it. No,
Boycott.
no, no.
Okay, I got another one, okay?
Okay.
We have
Listen,
a
we're gonna
gar
get divorced after this. You know that, right? Okay, so go
our
on.
people can't listen to the end of this episode but
We're
I have vocally complained about these things to my family,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay?
Okay. I have
Garbage
not, so
bin.
that's
I
my
have a
fault, but
garbage
mhm,
bin, I have
mhm.
a garbage container, and I have a recycling container, and they're
Yeah,
all in one bin.
yeah,
Now, I can remember learning about recycling probably when we were in early high school, grade 7, 8,
yeah,
I don't know. And I
yeah,
remember coming home and saying to my mom, like, "We've gotta recycle. Here's what we need to do. No, mom,
yeah,
this doesn't go in this bin, it goes in that bin." Like, I remember being, like, all over that.
yeah,
My children are not all over it. They put paper in the garbage instead of in the recycling. And I'm like, "Who just threw out this paper?" Okay? Paper is recycling. I
yeah,
get that nobody knows if the Oreo cookie package goes in recycling or garbage. I get that,
yeah,
right? But
yeah,
paper, you should know. Paper
yeah.
towel doesn't go here, goes in the green. Makes me fucking crazy.
I
Makes me
hear you.
crazy.
I hear you. I hear you.
I have an add-on pet peeve around the garbage though.
Okay, okay.
Those bins get full. And what
I
does
know where
my
you're going with
family
this.
do?
Yeah, leave
They
it.
stack recycling next to the garbage. So every once
Stop.
in a while, I will
Yeah.
say at family dinner, "Hey guys, you know those bins at the side of the house? If the garbage or recycling is full, they just go in those bins. It's probably like 25 steps away.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
that far.
yeah,
Please,
yeah.
please, for the
It
love
doesn't
of my
happen though, does it?
sanity." No, it doesn't. Never does. Never does.
Oh my god,
It's
that's really fucking
always
funny.
stacked. Makes me
Well, CeeLo, I thank you for making me dish about my household,
right?
and, I hope that you're ready for, us to become roommates again because our spouses will be leaving us, and we're gonna have to find a place to
Hey,
live.
at
We started
least
off as roommates, we're gonna end as roommates.
we'll always have a filled paper towel roll, toilet paper roll, and
We
our
will.
garbages will be empty.
100%. 100%.
That Brita,
And no
no
toilet
problem.
seats up either. No toilet seats up
No
either,
oh, yeah.
right?
My son
Yeah.
is actually pretty good since he's the only guy in this house, so
That's good. That's
no
really good. Yeah.
complaints there.
You probably trained him from an early age though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
Good.
god, when I was toilet shopping for the bathroom, the
Yeah.
guy shows me the new smart toilet where you
Oh,
just wave your foot and the lid opens, you wave your foot again and the toilet seat part
oh,
goes up,
that's nice. Did you buy
right?
it? Are you gonna buy it?
No, because it's like $1,000 versus like 300 and something dollars. I
Got it.
don't need that, thank you.
Okay, got it.
No.
Okay. No,
Mhm.
I'd be tempted,
Anyway,
but I got it. Okay. Well, this was good,
I got
CeeLo.
you.
Good
Yeah,
topic. Pet peeves. We'll have to
I
do a pet
feel
peeves part 2. But
yeah,
I
a
would
good
say
vent.
yeah, I would say I would be very interested in hearing from our listeners if they've got any pet peeves that we
Oh,
haven't mentioned, right? So definitely either send us a message on Instagram or Facebook, or even just make a comment on our posts there, and let us know, because I'd love to see what yours are.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Mhm.
good idea. I love
Mhm.
it. I
Mhm.
can't wait to see what comes in because I know we
Me too.
miss some,
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
right?
Yep, I'm sure. All right, CeeLo, nice chatting.
Have a lovely day, and we'll
You
talk
too.
soon.
Talk soon.
Thanks for taking a seat at the table today. We love our dinner guests.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow The Dinner Agenda on the podcast platform you use so that you don't miss any new episodes. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Dinner Agenda.
We look forward to hearing your comments, questions, and even ideas you may have on future episodes.
Thanks for taking this journey with us.